We have Mr. Abhijit Bhave with us. He's CEO Private Wealth Fisdom. Bhave sir, it is always a pleasure to listen to you, and we always get motivated by your talks and your thoughts on the industry. We treat you as a veteran. You are our leader again. So today the topic that you have chosen is wealth tech disruption in the HNI wealth management space. We are talking so much about technology, AI, and disruption in the business. Over to you, sir.
Hi, good afternoon. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Perfectly fine.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, AAFM Vyas and team. Thanks for inviting me. This is a great opportunity, but more importantly, I'm grateful to everybody who's watching this. I have to tell you this, I have been here from 9 a.m. myself, and I have learned a lot. And I think I want to just take three takeaways from the morning, and I'm going to give it to you. Bollywood dialogues. Bala was there, and Bala spoke about inner city penetration. He spoke about first-time investors, and he spoke about the power of SIPs and the power of retail. And that reminded me of the Chennai Express dialogue of Shah Rukh Khan, which says, "Do not underestimate the power of the common man." I think that is something that is driving the stock market. We had Deepak, and Deepak made a wonderful presentation on risk ability, risk attitude, risk perception. And he said, risk agar aapko kam karna hai, to return expectation kam karna padega. But that I will take you to the dialogue from Scam 1992, which is saying that market में सबसे बड़ा जोखिम ना लेना है. So, if you want a high return, risk has to be taken. You have to manage the risk, mitigate the risk. And finally, we had Ashish making a wonderful presentation on the Indian stock markets and what is the expected future of Nifty. And that reminded me again of one more Shah Rukh Khan dialogue from Om Shanti Om, which he said, picture abhi baki hai mere dost. So I think it's all positivity and a lot of learnings as far as I'm concerned. Talking about myself, I sold my first mutual fund in 1996, and I bought my first mutual fund in 1996. I saw my first check of 100 crores in 1997, 100 crores. And even I was very scared handling that check and carrying it to high value clearing. But since then, I have been meeting very successful, rich investors, and I have been learning a lot from them. Today, I work in a Fintech, wealth tech startup, and it's called Fisdom Private Wealth, and it is definitely not old wine in new bottle. In the last 1 year, and we spoke about learning in the entire day today. In the last 1 year, I have learned so much, and I have unlearned so much more. And I now believe that I am working in the future of wealth management, and that's what I wanted to share with you. Can you see the slide, Dimple?
Yes, sir, it is visible.
Yeah, so I'm actually very happy to share my thoughts about Kal, Aaj aur Kal, but more future. And the future is great. Before moving into the HNI wealth management space and financial services, let me show you something. This is something which is other industries. And somebody mentioned, I think in some panel, that change is the only constant. And technology is moving everything very fast. And my favorite example is Uber and Ola. And we got cleaner cars, we got timely cars, we got better drivers, air-conditioned cars, and it changed the landscape of transportation. Look at Swiggy and Zomato. Today morning in the newspaper I read, today is the Swiggy free weekend day. And people are ordering food from home, which they would have never done in the past, thanks to technology. And we all know how iPod changed the entire face of the music industry. So technology has changed a lot of other industries, and that change is now coming into financial services and also in HNI wealth management, which is where we come in. But it's a paradigm shift. Paradigm shift we keep on talking about in boardrooms, but this is what is actually happening. And we are trying to become the Uber or Ola or the Swiggy or Zomato of the HNI wealth management space. But just to give you a broader perspective, This is the tech landscape in financial services. And it is too many things. It is a lot of things. And let me just cover India. This is a global slide. But if you just look at fintech in India, it started with payments. We had Paytm and we have Google Pay. And I don't remember last when I did a small payment transfer through a bank website. So it came into payments, it came into microfinance, it very famously came into stockbroking. And especially after COVID, stockbroking market has been kind of completely taken up and away by fintechs. It came into insurance, and we had Policy Bazaar's founder in the morning talking about the future of insurance. It also came into retail distribution. And now we believe time is ripe to get fintech into HNI wealth management, and that is what we are trying to attempt. We believe that we are the first HNI focused fintech company or wealth tech company in India. But these are just a few numbers, just a few numbers, and it is just the growth of the fintech market size. It is a huge industry, not a very small industry. The last budget and our Prime Minister also keeps on talking about fintech and the future. And these numbers are just going to go out of my computer screen. But I will not I'll not talk about generic numbers. Basically, what I'm saying is fintech is the future, and the faster we kind of accept it, learn about it, start working in it, and maybe transform ourselves and ensure that the customer needs are met, I think we are set for the next decade. Let me now move to wealth management. And this is the market opportunity. This is a market opportunity. These numbers in India are driven by a lot of government data, and a lot of numbers fall out of the official data. But this is the investors having an investable surplus or having money in financial assets. And we also have to accept now retail is below 75 lakhs. That's $100,000. So 13.5 crore investors are there, who are adaptation. But look at even above that, 1.5 crore people having 100,000 to $1 million of investable surplus. And this number is only going to go up and up. Retail already is covered by technology and fintechs, and all those names with the use of, somebody mentioned, I think Virendra Somanchi mentioned that my driver does stock trading. Someone told me in Uttarakhand, in fact, my promoter, Subbu, told me in Uttarakhand, his taxi driver was doing 3 things every day: stock trading, on 11 investments, or punting on the phone. So technology has reached, thanks to the telecom revolution, and in the retail space. Above that is where we are going to come in. Now, I'm going to take you back. I want to take you back to the example of Uber and the example, move the screen away. Think about this yourself. You are using the Uber. People who are using the Uber actually may not be an existing target segment for Uber. It expanded the market. People using buses are using Uber. People using autos are using Uber. People using trains are using Uber. People who are using completely expanded. And that is what we believe will happen in wealth tech. I'm just going to give you 1 or 2 broad numbers. Bala spoke about 38 lakh crores, and this is definitely not the market size for HNI wealth management or even for wealth management. You can just keep on adding numbers. I put a few numbers here. Current account 1 lakh crores, savings account 57 lakh crores, fixed deposits 89 lakh crores, LIC policy holders somewhere else. We also have gold 110 lakh crores. And here are some numbers: number of bank account, number of demat accounts, SIPs. The limited point I'm making is the market today is just going to zoom off, and it is going to be a non-linear growth thanks to technology. But what we have to do is start with the client. And that is what we are attempting to do. We are trying to solve 4 customer problems. These are age-old problems in wealth management, and these are the problems that a lot of people have tried to solve. So for example, let's start with correctness of advice. We had a discussion, panel discussion, where we spoke about importance of knowledge, importance of experience, importance of research. All that is there, but the moment of truth is when I am sitting in front of a customer and have two products, ceteris paribus, they are nearly same. I am going to sell the right product, because the right hand product, not the right product possibly, because I'm getting higher revenues. Higher revenues. That is the final movement of bias in the correctness of advice. And we have gone on public record saying our wealth managers do not have revenue targets. No revenue targets. Just look at the customer, look at assets under management, and then the correctness of advice will come with obviously the entire experience and knowledge. Cost of transaction, and this is something which is rapidly going down, and there was this question that came to Bala in terms of commissions and costs, but the costs are going down and transaction costs will just keep on going down further. So we are looking at reducing it zero by doing only direct plans and only advisory with focus on passive investing. There was a discussion that Ashish had about active investments. Now, large cap funds are trying to beat the Nifty few number of stocks, and that's where passive investing may play a larger role in large cap investments. But the other two things are something which are forward looking. I want to talk about convenience, and convenience is a term very loosely used. It's about whatever ease of execution, speed of execution. But what we are working on especially for the tier 2 and tier 3 people, that's my 10-minute alarm. I've got 5 more minutes to go. 2 and tier 3 people is the 4T model. 4T model, which is the phygital model. We will have people across 50 cities who are people who have at least worked for 10, 15 years, have the experience, knowledge, they understand the customer psyche. Add to that technology. With transparency, you win trust. So any client who wants a RM has a RM. Any clients who does not want a RM, wants to use technology, has technology. And that is the phygital model, which with the 50 city coverage can actually help us cover 500 cities and towns. And somebody spoke about wet signature. Currently, if any investor is investing in a portfolio management PMS, he has to do 50 signatures, maybe 30, 40, but some have counted 50 signatures. With technology, we are working on a single wet signature onboarding on PMS, 0 wet signatures for AIFs, and that is truly convenient. And last C is control over the portfolio. Think about the time that the investor wants to redeem money, but he can't. Because the RM is saying, don't. RM says that I will do it for you. So we're trying to have a combination of access to portfolio. But one point is about democratization of information. And think about the time, last time you bought a car. You went to the internet, you compared cars. We are trying to do the same in financial services, wealth management, have mutual funds, all PMS, all private equity funds, all unit linked plans. Drop down comparison, client has control over the portfolio. To summarize, the Indian wealth management industry is ripe for the pandemic. Everybody, and including my 87-year-old father, everybody is using technology. The pie is expanding, but it's tier 2 and tier 3, the Bharat, where the majority growth will happen. And that is where we are going to focus. And finally, this is something that not many of you know, because we had Virendra talking about Bank of Baroda. Fisdom has unique exclusive tie-ups with a lot of nationalized banks whom people trust. And potentially we have a coverage of nearly 20,000, you heard me right, 20,000 cities and towns up to tier 5. And that is where we hope to really expand the industry, and everybody wins. Existing people win, customers win, and together we grow further. So that is all I had to say. I believe that, just one last thing I'll tell you. I think in the last Independence Day speech, our Prime Minister used a couplet and he said, "Yahi samay hai, sahi samay hai." This is the time, this is the right time. We are in the right economy. We are in the right industry. Put in technology, go to tier 2, tier 3, and magic will happen. Thank you so much. That is all I had to say in my limited time of 15 minutes.
Thank you so much, Abhijit sir. It has been truly wonderful to hear from you on wealth management and sharing wonderful insights that how Fisdom is achieving success, and all possible because of leader like you, sir.